Bank teller throws black woman CEO's stack of bills on the floor by morning. $2B partnership is gone. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She walked into the bank in heels, confidence, and purpose, carrying a business deposit worth more than most people make in a year. But the moment the teller saw her, everything changed. With a sneer and no questions, he snatched the stack of bills and tossed it to the floor like trash. He assumed she didn't belong, that she was a scammer, a threat, someone to humiliate. He didn't know she was the CEO of the bank's largest corporate partner. And by morning, their $2 billion deal was dead. Watch until the end. This one will leave you speechless. Arielle Dubois wasn't flashy, but she was powerful. A 50-year-old tech mogul who had built her logistics empire from the ground up. Her company, RootNet Systems, had just finalized a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure partnership with the national banking chain Trust One Financial. Quietly, she had become their single largest enterprise client. It was supposed to be a routine visit. One of her managers was out sick, so she personally made a deposit, over $300,000. In cash from regional transactions. She walked into the marble-floored branch wearing a navy blazer, no makeup, hair pulled back. Unbothered, unassuming, until she reached the counter. The teller, a young man with a clipped tone and narrowed eyes, didn't even greet her properly. He looked her up and down, glanced at the money, and his mouth tightened. Arielle offered her business card. CEO of RootNet, she said simply. But all he saw was a black woman with a lot of cash, and that was enough. The teller took one look at the bills, neatly banded, freshly counted, and rolled his eyes. "We don't handle suspicious activity like this," he muttered. Ariell stayed calm. "It's a commercial deposit. Business account ending in 4478. I can show credentials." He didn't ask for ID, didn't even look up. He shoved the stack aside, then, without warning, swept it off the counter and let it fall to the floor. The bills scattered. Customers gasped. Arielle stood still, the entire room watching. Security stepped forward, not to help her but to escort her outside while the teller investigated. She didn't argue. She didn't raise her voice. She picked up her phone. Her assistant answered on the first ring. "Forward the video feed to Trust One Legal and pull our account authorization letters." Because what that teller didn't know was that this branch and 20 others had been slated to receive a capital expansion from Arielle's firm, but that expansion and the entire $2 billion deal behind it was still pending final authorization. Her authorization, the regional bank director rushed in minutes later, out of breath and apologizing. Too late. Arielle had already made her decision. "This is what your front line looks like?" she asked him. "Then I know what your future looks like too." By the time the bank locked its doors that night, the damage was irreversible. At 7 a.m. the next morning, Trust One Financial's boardroom phone lit up. Arielle's legal team had filed formal termination papers. The $2 billion partnership was dissolved. Press releases went out within the hour. Stocks dipped. Customers questioned the bank's values. The teller, fired. The branch manager, reassigned. But the stain was permanent. One moment of unchecked bias had undone a decade of trust and a billion-dollar opportunity. Arielle didn't say a word on social media. She didn't need to. The headlines did the talking. Black CEO pulls out of $2 billion deal after racist incident at bank. Because real power doesn't scream, it signs the paperwork and it walks away. Arielle made her deposit that day, just not with them. She shifted her entire enterprise to a black-owned credit union that welcomed her with respect, not suspicion. The fallout was swift. Trust One lost more than money. They lost public trust, investor confidence, and their largest growth partner. But Arielle didn't celebrate. She mourned the deeper truth. How often women who look like her are dismissed, degraded, or doubted. No matter how successful. She didn't want revenge. She wanted change. This isn't just one story. It's a mirror. So ask yourself, how many brilliant black women are forced to clean up messes they didn't create while still being expected to smile and stay silent? What country and city are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. We're listening. Take care.